Do you want me to go first, Your Honor?
Sure.
So, Your Honor, well, it is becoming very rare to find a case that predates that. It is my understanding and belief that at that point, Your Honor, prior to during this period of time, and I had researched it at the time that we filed, that Mr. Ivy was eligible for a direct appeal to the circuit court. And at that time, Your Honor, it is the same standard that the Secretary of State would use, and that is that he has to rebut the presumption that he is a habitual offender of the drunk driving laws. And I believe that pre-92, the court could have done it based on hardship. But in the 97, I think that the statute was that it requires a rebuttal of the presumption. And that would require him to provide testimony that he's had at least 1 year of abstinence under the current presumptions, but I did not look at what that rebuttal was in 97. Your Honor, I started practicing law in 1996. And so I had done some of these cases in 96, 97, 98, 99, and they've become less and less frequent. Mr. Ivy's in a unique situation. He did serve a period of incarceration until 2003. And that was in a non-drinking related matter. It was on a drug charge. It was a drug charge, Your Honor. And so while he has quit drinking in 1997, he quit drinking or quit his substance use, went to prison and served a period of time, and has been working in the community as a kind of an unregistered peer recovery coach. Mr. Ivy is currently on disability. But effectively, the question the court answered, I believe that the court does have jurisdiction. On the form that the Secretary of State and the scale form, it clearly indicates the differentiation as to when you're not eligible to enter things. Ms. Goodrich, do you have his lien work? I know you were going to rerun it.
Yes.
So what do you have for conviction dates?
I don't believe that the operating while intoxicated actually shows up
Yes.
anymore.
So that's one of the challenges, Your Honor, is when we tried to run his driving record, because he has been 10 years without a conviction, all the record is gone of these even convictions. They don't even exist on his driving record.
Does anybody have a certified driving record, Ms. Goodrich?
I do.
Is that something we
Well,
want?
Yeah, it was run by the sheriff's department.
Any objection to
No objection.
receiving the driving record?
It's the CCH for that.
Yes, and Your Honor, she's indicated has this criminal history in there, which was run multiple times.
Okay.
Because under the clean slate, even the conviction that he went to prison on appears to have been removed. Because he hasn't been in trouble in 20 years, Your Honor.
That one.
Oh, well, this is
still
the
on there.
CCH, but this isn't the, what is it? It's been a lot, the 35 and 42, right? Doesn't look like the driving record, does it?
Initially, it's the driving record, the driving license suspended is all that shows up.
Oh, it just says status revoked. But usually I've seen driving records that have like in every ticket and everything that's listed on there.
Your Honor, the problem is if you go a 10-year period without conviction, those all drop off. Which you don't often see.
All right, Ms. Goodrich, what's your position about this court's authority, what standards I'm supposed to?
Your Honor, this is the first one that I've had before me, and I was looking at the scale form that was referred to, and I think it was attached to the petition, and it does appear that there is a separate category for arrest from 92 to 99.
All right, well, I mean, that's true. I mean, on the form, it does say for arrests from 1/1/92 through 9/3/99 licensing action, and we're supposed to fill out what that is. But I gotta tell you, I mean, that this has some vague recollection in my mind that there's a process for this, but just a box on a form and a non-certified record that doesn't really show these things, that's not going to be enough for me. I operate on a default sort of red light for me to have a green light, I gotta know that I have authority to act here. Nobody has cited any statutes, any statutory language, any cases that tell me what I'm allowed, or any administrative rules that tell me that I have the authority to do this and by what standards I'm to do it. So I guess, Mr. Hartman, before I would grant this, I would first want a briefing on that question.
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
And I'd also indicate that if I do have the legal authority to go forward, we'll have some testimony by Mr. Ivy, but also then I'll want to see his certified driving record. He can ask for that from the Secretary of State.
Yes, Your Honor. So may we put the testimony on and then I could submit the certified record in a brief?
No, I want to know first what
Okay.
in the heck I've got going on here
All right.
and why.
So, Your Honor, if I could ask for an adjournment at this time and have it
Yes,
renoticed?
Yeah, no problem.
And then secondly, Your Honor, as far as getting a certified copy of the driving record, I don't have a problem. The Secretary of State does also send usually a letter to you, right?
Yes.
As acting, and they usually state the position of the Secretary of State. Are you able to share that? Were they opposing or not opposing or saying the court doesn't have authority?
Certified driver.
Yeah.
No, we did not receive anything from the Secretary of
Okay.
State.
So, Your Honor, one of the things is the Secretary of State will often enter an objection if the court lacks authority, which I've seen in the past. But I will prepare a brief on the legal authority and get a certified record and then renotice.
Sure. All right. And Ms. Goodrich, as the legal representative for the Secretary, maybe you can reach out to their office too. I know that it's sometimes not the easiest office to communicate with, but see if they have any materials that can help you assess what their position is going to be in the matter.
I could do that. Thank you.
So why don't we continue this and let's see. How long do you think you need factual wise? Just like a half hour or so, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see here. You know, I could schedule this then for February 10th at 3 p.m. If that gives you enough time.
Yes, Your Honor. There's time. Let me check the conflict. That would be great. 3 p.m. on February 10th.
Okay. Let's see here, the case number 259170.
February 10th.
All right, so we'll schedule this for February 10 at 3 p.m. And I will require counsel to file briefs prior to that date on what's my legal authority to grant relief, the scope of that relief, and the standards by which I'm to assess whether to grant the relief. All right, anything further from the petitioner, Mr. Hartman?
And just to be clear, you also need the certified
Oh,
driver.
yes, I'll also want the certified driver record, but you don't need to file that before the hearing, just at the hearing, that can be an exhibit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further from the respondent?
No. thank
Okay, we'll see you then, sir.
Still sitting in the cabin where you told me to.
Huh?
You don't remember me from 2022?
I do not.
When we fought that case with the sheriff of the knife?
I don't recall that at all.
Told me don't drive for 2 years.
Oh,
You
okay.
help me.
Okay.
So let's keep fighting.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Your Honor, I apologize for the delay. I was.
No, that's no, I don't,
Weather.
roads are bad out there. No
Yes, sir.
worries. You
Thank you.
communicated with us. That's fine.
Thanks.
For arraignment, and I also have a plea agreement in front of me. Is that how he wishes to proceed today?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, and all right, for purposes of arraignment, do you or your client wish to have the allegations and the information read verbatim?
Your Honor, we'd waive the reading. Thank you.
And is the forensic center referral requested?
It's not, Your Honor, no.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, would you please stand and raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You can be seated, Mr. Sanchez. All right, Mr. Sanchez, a guilty plea hearing is an important event. It includes the waiver of constitutional rights that you have, so I want you to listen carefully. If you have a question, just ask me. We're happy to answer it. If you need to talk to Mr. Kukuski, you just say so, and we're happy to give you that time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have to advise you the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges you'd be pleading to. Count one is the charge of resisting or obstructing Deputy Kolotsky. That is a felony crime punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $2,000 fine with discretionary consecutive sentencing. And count two is operating while intoxicated. Now, is that count two does have a second offense notice, and the plea agreement doesn't mention if that's part of that or if it's being dismissed.
It is being dismissed. I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay, so
And that was our understanding as well. Your
okay,
Honor.
so can I add prosecutor agrees dismiss count three and have 3 and second offense notice?
Yes, please.
No objection.
And so I think we'll probably need you to have you later file an amended information then.
Yes.
And I don't often advise on the penalties for a first offense up here. I know it's 93 days. Is the fine 200 to 500?
I believe it's 500. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have a mandatory
I
minimum.
don't think it has the minimum.
93 days and or $500 fine. Okay.
I think the impaired might, but not the operating intoxicated.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So Mr. Sanchez, count two, operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor, punishable by a maximum of 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. The court can order you to complete community service, can order you to complete rehabilitative programs, can forfeit or immobilize your vehicle. And you can be ordered to repay the costs of emergency response and cost of prosecution. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. Are you on probation or parole anymore?
No, Your Honor.
Were you on bond for any other case at the time of this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Did you read and understand the rights listed on the advice of rights form that you signed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for me or Mr. Kukuski about any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand if you plead guilty, you won't have a trial and you give up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that what you wish to do today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it is 100 to 500, just so that the record is clear.
Okay,
And
so
or
the $500
$200
fine, there is a mandatory minimum $100 fine on that. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does that change your mind at all?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, the plea agreement provides in exchange for your plea of guilty to the charges I outlined, the prosecutor will dismiss count three, the habitual and the second offense notice. There's OWI reimbursement agreed upon at $225, and there's a sentence agreement for no immediate jail. Do you understand the terms of that plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kukuski, is that a full, fair, and accurate statement of his terms?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms.
Thank you.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez, that sentence agreement for no jail is not binding on me. If I didn't want to follow it, I wouldn't have to. But if I didn't follow it, you'd be allowed to withdraw your plea, not having received what you bargained for. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
There is an important exception to that. If you engage in any misconduct between now and the sentencing, say by not showing up for court, absconding or forfeiting your bond, violating your bond, committing any new offenses, then by your misconduct, you would lose the right to withdraw the plea, even if I didn't follow that agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything to get you plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you to make you?
No, Your Honor.
It's at your own free choice to do so.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing all this, how do you wish to plead to the charge of count one, resisting or obstructing Deputy Kolotsky?
Guilty.
And how do you wish to plead to the charge in count two, as it will be amended, operating while intoxicated first offense?
Guilty.
Mr. Kukuski, would you assist with the factual basis,
I
please?
could, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Sanchez, were you in Sheboygan County back on September 12th of 2025?
Yes.
And at that time, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Prior to operating that vehicle, had you consumed alcohol?
Yes.
And you were pulled over by law enforcement,
Yes.
Deputy Kolotsky,
Yes.
and he ran you through some sobriety and decided he was going to arrest you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And during the course of that arrest, you agree that he had put you in the patrol car and you had put your foot in the door and prohibited him or stopped him from shutting that door?
Yes.
Okay, and you would agree that that would obstruct his job in performing his duties?
Yes.
Would you also agree that you were tested for alcohol?
Yes.
Do you recall what the level of your intoxication was?
Yes.
What was it?
0.085.
Okay, and you agree that's over the legal limit?
Yes.
Very good. Your Honor, I believe there's been a factual basis to the charges.
Do you agree, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes,
Mr. Kukowski, are you aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements?
None, Your Honor.
Do
Thank
you
you.
believe I've complied with the court rules?
I do, Your Honor, yes.
Mr. Goodrich, do you agree on both matters?
yes,
Mr. Sanchez, I find that your plea is knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily made, and that there is a sufficient basis in fact and law for me to believe you're guilty of those offenses. So I do hereby accept your plea. We'll schedule sentencing for February 10th at 1:10 in the afternoon. I want you to stop by the probation department before you leave. Tell them you entered a guilty plea and see if you can schedule an interview with them. You'll have to cooperate with that process where you can interview and write a report for me with recommended probation orders and a recommended sentence and more information about you other than what I just learned right now. Okay. Anything further from the people,
no, Your Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, and we'll continue on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I do have amended on that.
Okay, Mr. Kukowski, you consent to its filing?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.